we're going to discuss on an interesting topic, that is cart abandonment. And the best way to discuss on this topic is by highlighting some of the key business questions that almost every e-commerce manager asks his or her data analyst. What is the current cart abandonment rate on our website? What are the industry benchmarks? How are we performing against these benchmarks? Last but not the least, what are the factors which are contributing into higher cart abandonment rate on our site? So let's start with the first question. What is the cart abandonment rate means? First of all, it's a conversion metric which gets represented in the company's e-commerce dashboard as a percentage of visitors who are initiating the checkout process versus who opened a shopping cart. Now, if you focus on this formula that I just laid it down, it is a percentage of visitors who have initiated the checkout process. So checkout initiation means when someone is clicking on a proceed to checkout button or continue checkout button on the shopping cart and land on the billing address page. While cart open means when someone adds a first item in an empty shopping cart. Now both these metrics are unique per visit. I've seen some other formulas in the market too, such as cart checkout initiation divided by cart additions. Now, cart addition is not a unique metric. This number can be a non-unique number per visit, and it all depends on the average order size on your site. If on an average there are more than 2 to 3 items are getting added in the shopping cart on your website, then that number is not a unique number. So we want a number which is unique per visit so that we can come up with a number which is not misleading, which is more actionable. Second question that is often asked is, what are the industry benchmarks? Well, I've worked with various retailers and brands in the industry, and some of these are some very well-known brands in the North America market. And honestly, I do not recommend looking at the industry benchmarks. Somehow I find it misleading. And there are various reasons behind this, what I'm saying. The first reason, which I believe, is your customer acquisition strategy, which means how your online marketing team is acquiring your customers, what channels they are going for, and what kind of keywords they are bidding for. Second, your visitor shopping behavior on the site. If you have a very strong brick and mortar store network, is it possible that your customers are coming to the site for more research purpose, but they end up getting converted in the store? So your site is not actually driving customers to the online checkout process, but actually taking them to a store where they are engaging with your store salesperson and giving them an opportunity to cross-sell and upsell. Third, your brand presence. These days, most of the brands are global brand. Some brands are shipping across the world. While some brands, even though they are known in the other parts of the world, but they are only shipping in the North America market. So, if you are bidding for certain terms on major search engines, or you're listing your products in certain categories on the comparison shopping engines, which are not listed in the North America market, but the customers are finding your ads in other parts of the world and coming to your American's website, they are dropping off on the cart page. Why? Because your business does not ship the products in the international market, though you are a global brand. Fourth, your merchandise category that you deal in. And that's one of the most important things. Because every brand or every retailer who is selling the merchandise online, they are not selling the merchandise in the same category. Though we have a lot of competitors, there are a lot of retailers who are competing in the same categories. But again, it depends on what category you deal in and how does consumers perceive those categories. Does your consumers price conscious? Are your consumers very fanatic to your brand? Or are your consumers highly engaging with the content that you're listing on the website. So you need to look at all these factors which are contributing in how the consumers behave on the website before you look at an industry benchmark. Third question that oftentimes been asked in the weekly e-commerce meetings is, what are those factors which are contributing in a higher cart abandonment rate? So I'm going to lay down some of the common factors that I've found while working with some of the known retailers and brands in the market. Number one is the delivery window of your products. If the delivery window of your products is pretty wide, like 7 to 10 days, and it's not a configurable product or it's not a customizable product, you're not putting a monogram on it, it's just shipping an item from your vendor or from your warehouse or from your fulfillment center to the customer, and you are taking 7 to 10 days, it might freak the customer out and he might go to your competitor. Second is your shipping charge. If your shipping charges are not competitive, or these days most of the consumers prefer free shipping. During the holiday season, that was one of the most demanding promotion. And I've seen a lot of retailers or brands that run free shipping promotion throughout the year. So if you see that your consumers or your competitors are offering a free shipping promotion throughout the year, and that is resulting in a higher average order value, that is resulting in a better conversion, then I think you should consider that. Third thing is the taxes and duties. If you're charging your customers a ridiculous taxes online, they're not going to shop online. They would prefer going to the store and picking an item from there, especially in a state like Pennsylvania where we do not charge a tax on their payrolls. Other reasons such as the global presence of your brand. If your website is getting a lot of traffic from international search engines or some international affiliate sites or some international comparison shopping engines, though you don't ship in those countries, that also causes a higher cart abandonment rate. Why? Because you're not listing any message on your website which says that you only ship in the United States. What's the first page the customer comes to know that you only ship in US? Is the billing address page. So customers are adding into a cart. This customer has come from Google China. He's coming to your North American site. He added an item to a cart. The moment he landed on the billing address page, he found, oh, this retailer does not ship, or this brand does not ship in my country. And they just abandoned the site. Now that results in a higher visit rate, but also contributing in a higher cart abandonment rate. Now the question is, how to avoid this kind of traffic which we know is not going to convert. The first thing is we talk to these ISPs, or we do a smart targeting of our ads on the paid search channel. When we buy the keywords and when we run the campaigns, run your campaign in those countries, in those locations where you actually do the shipment. Other reasons could be the promotions. These days, a lot of retailers run promotion throughout the year. I know over the last 2-3 years, economy was really bad. A lot of retailers lose a lot of business. They sell a lot of merchandise on promotions. But you know what? Consumers like promotion. They like discounts when they buy online. So having a free shipping promotion, having a percentage off promotion, or having $1 off promotion also causes an impact on the cart abandonment rate. So if you combine all these factors together, you find that you cannot rely on an industry benchmark, because some of these factors which can be specific to your business, specific to the category in which you deal in, specific to the consumers that you interact with. So instead of running behind the benchmarks which are established by other vendors in the market, it's better to benchmark your own number and try to improvise against them. So with this, we conclude this topic, and if you have any other questions or any comments or any critics, please feel free to post your comments against this video, and I would be more than happy